back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stella, and if you're a returning subscriber, if you're an OG subscriber, my name is Stella, and I'm so glad to have you on this channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing some tips and tricks on how to thrive in the corporate sector as a newbie. So if you don't already know, I started working in the corporate sector a few months ago, and so far so good. I have seen a lot of things that I feel that a newbie that just started working shouldn't be doing. So that's why I am here to share these tips and tricks. So I'm going to add a little disclaimer to this video, right? Like I said, I just started working a couple of months ago, so I don't know it all. So if you feel that there are other tips and tricks that a newbie that just started working should know, I think you should leave them in the comment section. Let's debate on this topic. So the tips and tricks that I'm going to be sharing in this video, they are all based off of my own experience. So please, this video shouldn't trigger anybody, okay? So right, without me talking too much, let's just get right into this video.
So many reasons why I wonder for you, my love.
So the first tip I'm going to be sharing in this video on how you can thrive as a newbie in the corporate sector or in a working space is for you to have a manner of approach and for you to always be polite. Now, this is a very basic point. Having a manner of approach, whether you're in the corporate sector or you're in another sector, provided you're working with people, you're working with other people, 1001 people, you need to know how to approach people. You need to know how to say please. You need to know how to be polite. Now, for example, let's say you want to ask your colleague for a pen or a paper, and you're like, give me that biro. Does that sound polite? Now, if the person ignores you, do you think that you have a right to be angry? Certainly not. You don't have a right to be angry because your manner of approach was wrong in the first place. So why do you want that person to answer you or even pass you the item you were asking for? People don't know how to say please or thank you. It's mind-boggling, but it's happening, and I've seen it a lot of times, and I always ignore it. But I feel like as a human being, you need to know how to approach people, whether you're working or you're unemployed or you're a business owner. In fact, even as a business owner, I feel like that's why a lot of Nigerians on the internet are always complaining about business owners not knowing or having a manner of approach. They're always replying people anyhow. So I think that all of these things, if you're mannerless, you don't know how to approach people, you'd attract enemies quickly, especially if you're working with other people. And as a newbie, I don't think this is what you want to do to yourself. You're new. You don't need to start attracting enemies simply because you don't know how to talk to people or you don't know how to approach people or you're not a polite human being. So I think I have made myself clear enough. People don't know or people don't have a manner of approach, and it's very bad. So I think in order for you to be able to thrive as a newbie working with other people, you need to have a manner of approach and you need to always be polite to people, okay? Right. The second tip I think newbies need to know in order for them to thrive in a working environment is for them to always be smart, observant, and focused. The key word there is to be very observant. Now, I have seen a lot of newbies that get employed in a working environment, and the very first day they resume is the day they want to start, touching everything and, just doing everything. I get it. You're new, you want to work, right? You want your boss to notice you. You want to start doing things so that your colleagues would know that you're a very serious person. I get it. But I think as a newbie, you're just getting into a working environment. You need to relax. And by relaxing, I don't mean you need to just sit down and be moping. No. Do small. Ask people for help. Ask for direction. Observe. Be a very observant person. Your first 1 month or even your first few weeks, it's not the time for you to start touching everything and start doing everything, whether you know it or not. The first few months is for you to just see what your colleagues are doing, see how they are handling all of their tasks, and maybe just ask your boss to show you how you're supposed to carry out your job. You can't come from your former organization with the same principles and rules to work in a new environment. You need to monitor and observe how this new environment, how they carry out their own activities. So don't be in a rush to get your hands dirty. You want to try to do everything and just be all over the place. No. The first month, try to be observant, try to be focused, try to know what everyone is doing, try to understand what you're supposed to do before you start getting your hands dirty. The third point I think newbies need to know in order for them to thrive in a working environment is closely related to the second point I made, but the third point is going to be for you to always ask for help. Ask for help. The key word there is newbie. You're new. That's what it simply means. So you need to be able to ask people for help. Nobody expects you to know everything. In an environment, in an organization that you just came into, they don't expect you to know everything. So even if you know what you're supposed to do, I feel that you need to ask for help in order for you not to make mistakes. Because when you're always in a hurry to touch things, you want to do this, you want to operate this machine, you want to, go to this office, guys, you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble if you're not careful. And it's a new environment, so you need to be careful. You need to be observant. You need to be smart when you're doing things. So always ask for help. Sometimes, even if you know how to do a particular task, ask the person that is sending you, please, how should I do this? How am I going to go about this thing? Can you put me through? Basic stuff. Ask. Because there can be a slight change in how this particular organization carries out a particular activity. So if you don't ask for help, you wouldn't know. And if you don't know, you're going to make mistakes that would affect the quality of your job. So just calm down and ask for help, okay? The fourth tip I think newbies need to know in order for them to thrive in a working space is for them to speak less and listen more. Now, this point, I don't know if it's going to trigger people, but I think a lot of people talk too much. They talk too much. You talk too much. You're always talking. Your voice is everywhere. You're so loud that even if an individual is on the last floor and you're on the fourth floor, they would hear your voice. I get it, okay? You're a loud person. You like talking. You like mingling, but sometimes just rest, okay? Speak less and listen more. My own ideology is that people that talk too much, a lot of people that talk too much, they tend to make mistakes and they tend to lie a lot. You get my point? So in an environment where you're new, you're going to be getting orders from maybe your boss or even your colleagues. People are going to be telling you a lot of things that you're supposed to do. So if you're not a good listener, if you're more of a talker or a talkative than someone who listens, you're going to forget a lot of things that they're going to be telling you and you're going to make mistakes. Remember, you're a newbie. You don't know a lot of what these people do in their company. So the more you speak, the lesser you'd listen. So try to listen more and speak less in order for you to assimilate and understand everything you're being told. So the fifth and last point I think newbies need to know in order for them to thrive in a working environment is for them to avoid having cliques. I know this point is going to trigger a lot of people, but it will help you. As a newbie, avoid having cliques. Avoid it as much as you can. You can have acquaintances, that's people you talk to from time to time. You have work colleagues. I'm not saying you should not be their friend or they should all be your enemies. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is don't have a particular clique you're attached to or you're entangled with. See, cliques are good, but for a working environment, in my own opinion, I don't think cliques are good. I don't think they are necessary. A lot of times, what people in cliques do is talk about other people. What they do is gossip. You know, you look for the next office gist and bring it to the table so that everybody can talk about it. And in a working environment, like I said before, you need to be smart. There are some topics that people will bring to your table. You don't know if there's an agenda behind that topic. Remember, you're new and these people have been working there for a longer time than you have. So you don't even know if they're trying to get your opinion so that they can take it back to that person. You don't know the kind of relationship these people have with that person they're talking about. So another thing you need to know is that in the corporate sector, everybody is trying to fight to get a crumb of bread. Everybody is fighting to get to one spot. And as evil as this is going to sound, right? Your colleagues at work, they are ready to use you in order for them to get to where they are going to. So if it means bringing somebody's gossip to the table so that everybody can talk about the person and then later they can carry that gist to go and give to the person, if that is what they need to do for them to get to the top, they are going to use you to get to that top. And all these things are going to possibly happen if you're in a clique. So all I'm trying to say is that cliques are good for friendships, but in a working environment, in an office environment, cancel every clique, every friendship whatsoever you want to cancel it. It's not going to work and it's not going to help you. It's not going to even be in your favor. It's not beneficial in any way. That's all I'm saying. So just try to avoid cliques, okay? If you're a newbie and you want to thrive in a working environment, try to avoid cliques. Now, that's all for this video. If you'd like me to do a part 2 of this video, please comment in the comment section. Just say part 2 in the comment section and I'm going to try to make another video concerning this topic. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, like this video, leave your comments in the comment section and try to share this video on any of your social media platforms so that it can get to more people. I love you guys and I'll see you guys in my next video.
I wanna make we day.